today Shadrak will talk about how actually it's how you start your journey with the Power Platform as a developer. So I think it will be an interesting uh, session. So give us some second to set up something here.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let's get started.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Arash, for this opportunity to talk about starting your journey as a Power Platform developer. My name is Shadrack Kiprotich. I am a business apps Microsoft MVP based out of Kenya, and I'm so great to be sharing about this topic today, and especially that we are in the age where most of the companies are undergoing digital transformation. And I think Power Platform is something that can really transform a business in terms of achieving a digital transformation and the capabilities that it has. So for today's agenda, where I'm just going to introduce you to low code, which Power Platform is part of it, and then we talk about the components that we have for the Power Platform, starting with Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, the Power Virtual Agents, which is now the Copilot. We also have the AI Builder and the Power Pages. And of course, towards the end, I'll tell you how to get started with all these cool technologies that we have with Microsoft. And if time allows at the end, I can also like show you a bit about the Power Up Studio and how you can start your development using the Power Up Studio. Yeah. So first of all, I think one thing that we need to get to know about is what is the low code that comes with Power Platform. So basically, low code is just a method of software and application development which allows people to develop application using the drag and drop functionalities and also like visual guidance that need very little or just no coding experience or knowledge. So just think of these as building a software application using visual design or building using the drag and drop functionalities and also like things like automation to create applications. So I've seen like in this world and era that we are living in, we are just a world of generative AI where people can prompt in some prompts into generative AI builder, and they can be able to get some application or get some code and things like that. So in relationship to like low code, it's basically the same thing where you don't really need to have experience for you to build an application, but just using the drag and drop features on a blank canva that you can achieve building an application or a software that is out there to be used. So I normally love using this diagram where we have like three ties where on the top there, as you can be able to see, this is now the low code, which is the Power Platform. So Power Platform has got 5 components, which is the Power Apps for building applications, Power Automate for workflow automation, the Power BI for business analytics. So if you're someone who is interested more in data, you can build and visualize data using the Power BI. You also have the newly added Power Pages for building external facing websites. And then we have the Power Virtual Agents. And then I normally love explaining these using these other items here, where we have the pro code developers, where this is the code first. So these are people who've done programming languages and they want to build up on the low code tools. So like we have also like the Azure services that you can leverage on, and also like some of the like databases that you can use. And on the bottom of this presentation, you can see something called the Dataverse. So like Dataverse, it's something that which is a Power Platform database that centrally stores all your data. Like it's the most preferred data source within the Power Platform, but usually depends on the type of application that you're building and what kind of database that you're using into. But all this we are going to dive when along this presentation today. And something also like that I just love talking about is it's something on fusion development. So someone might say I'm a pro code developer, so and I really want to contribute to the low code world. So there's something called the fusion development, where fusion development is the combination now of the low code and the pro code development, which is the code first, for you to build application and also like help out in automation of processes and building up on other services that people can be able to use within the Power Platform. So like that is something that also, if for instance you like you say you're a JavaScript developer, PHP, Python, and you are actually interested in local development, so it's something that you can also like take up yourself and start building up on enhancing the local tools using the things like the data connectors, but also like these I'll talk about in my slides. But first of all, I'm going to play a video here where it's talking about a company that adopted Power Platform into their organization, and the results that they got was really incredible. So I hope we have audio in this slide. Arash, just to tell me if we don't have.
When we discovered the Power Platform, it was a game changer for
Yes,
us.
we have the audio.
Because now our team of just 2 people were able to make responsive changes and add new features as the need surfaced. We needed a technology solution that protected students' information, but also allowed our team to apply an assessment and scores in an equitable way that allowed us to get to the heart of what we're looking for in our next generation of scholars.
My favorite app is the book recording app because it helps me to give my own rating and tell what I dislike and like about it. My favorite app would be the allergies app. I have recently made this app for my friend with peanut allergies. So I decided to help her out and create an app to find out what brands she could eat from and what brands she could.
When we discovered the
Yeah, so that video here is actually explaining about how a company discovered about Power Platform, and there were only a team of 2 developers in the company. But when they discovered the Power Platform, it was really a huge turn within their organization. And from the 2 examples that you saw there, where someone built an application to review the books that they've read, if it's a good book, and then they can be able to add more comments into it. And then we also have the alternative for trying to check if a product has got allergies or has got proteins. So if if one product has proteins, then it has allergy or something like that. So this is like some of the things that have been built within the Power Platform, and it's actually on low code development. So I'm going to go straight into Power Apps, where Power Apps allows users to basically create custom business applications using the drag and drop functionalities. And we also have access to pre-built templates that you can leverage on. So the pre-built templates are just templates that you already have within your organization that Microsoft provides for common business scenarios. Like for instance, if you need um, an application to manage your inventory, to onboard new employees into your organization. So we already have this pre-built template. So what you just need to do is to take up the application and customize it now to meet your organization needs. So, and you're wondering like what kind of database then goes into Power Apps. So the good question here is, um, we do have like lots of data sources that you can leverage on within Power Apps, such as the Excel, SharePoint list, Dataverse, to build all these custom applications. And the good thing is you've heard that this is a low-code tool. So if you're familiar with the Excel functionalities, then definitely Power Apps is something that you can consider, because Power Apps uses the Power Effects, which is the low-code language. So think of these as the Excel function that you normally write when you're performing Excel task, combining things like that. And as you can see here, where my cursor is, we have these input here. Like you're trying to merge the first name and the second name. So if you want to now have it probably in Power Platform, you can be able to see the results that you get here. Like you combining a text from one input text and combining it with the second one to combine now the 2 texts that you have there. So basically, I can say like if you're familiar with the Excel functions, then definitely Power Apps is something that you can also like try out using the low-code language. So you also like don't need to learn about maybe a programming language for you to be able to use Power Apps. to achieve this. So you also come in with you're already building else is on the drag and drop features. So just by dragging and dropping like maybe the components that we have, and also like all the actions that are there, probably like an image and things like that, you can easily achieve that. So and the second component that we have, it's also like the Power Automate, so which is basically an automation tool that can be used to automate repetitive tasks, and then automate the approval process, try to also like get some data validation within an organization. And this is something that can be integrated within all the Power Platform solutions to create also like more complex solutions that we have out there. So I'm just going to give you an example of, think of this as something that can enhance your productivity within an organization. Like for instance, if there's a task that you normally do 3 times probably in a day and it's repetitive, so you can actually do an automation like that. So I'm just going to give an example of the two images that you're seeing on the screen here. So on your right hand of the screen, this is a Power Automate flow that composes responses out of the GPT components that we have, the OpenAI, and it gets information based on something, and then it sends a message to teams. So the practical example here is it tries to retrieve tweets based on a certain topic, and then after it has retrieved tweets based on that certain topic, then it can send the report now to teams. Maybe like you have a team within your organization that monitors all this like all the social media platforms. So you can just tell it like, I want to see the trending topics in technology today. So just try to imagine these like there's a one single person who is doing this. So just try to imagine like the amount of work that is going to go in. It's a bit going to be tedious, and it's going to be so manual, trying to get all the trending topics within like the technology world. But having such a Power Automate solution, it can be able to retrieve all the information and probably send a message, and you can do some other actions with it. So why use Power Automate? So it's basically what I've just explained with my example, like automating repetitive tasks, creating workflows for data validation, and also like for getting approvals within an organization. And then by use of the custom connectors, you can integrate with other applications. So like basically in Power Automate, because this is not a deep dive session, it's just like basic introduction. So in Power Automate, we have several triggers or several like actions within the Power Automate that can help you within your organization. So by leveraging on these actions, you can try to have an Power Automate solution that fits in your needs, like something that is scheduled, something that is done within a click of a button, then some action happens. And then we also have something that is like triggered by some organization, like some items. Like for instance, whenever an email comes to your organization with an attachment, it automatically uploads all the like all the attachments to your Dropbox or to your SharePoint or to your OneDrive or Google Drive or things like that. So Power Platform has got something called the data connectors that enables you to connect to other to where your data source is connected. So it has got 1100 connectors, and this is where now the Procore developers come in. Like you can be able to help the local developers build on these APIs to be able to, for them to be able to access these external data sources and bring that data into Power Platform. So by the screenshot there, so if you have your database stored within Asana, within SharePoint, within OneDrive, within Google Drive, within or like sending in some HTTP request into your servers and things like that. So you can just build on an API that wraps around the API and can be accessed within the Power Platform. Okay. So like you don't need to worry that I need to now transfer all my data into a platform that Microsoft recognizes, but rather we have these data connectors that helps you to be able to retrieve all this data. And then this brings us now to Dataverse, which I had mentioned earlier on, which is like the Microsoft Power Platform database. So with this, you can perform all these items here, like it's integrated with other application. It can serve as your storage. It can serve as your data storage, like performing logic as well. And it's also like has got security. So if you're building an application that has got some security based roles, then this is also like something that you can achieve inside here. And you can extend the capabilities that you have with Power Platform by also like trying to do with Visual Studio, Xamarin Studio, and also like with other Power Platform technologies like Power Apps and Power Automate. So this is just a central database that allows you to manage and create these custom data and forms. So just like any other database, so Dataverse has got also like those tables. It has also the forms that you have, and you can also be able to build all those relationships that one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many inside here to organize your Power Platform data and also like the application that you're building. And then I talked about also the Power BI, which is a business intelligence tool that can be used to build reports and also like visualizations for your organization. So as you can be able to see this, the short video that is on the right side of the screen, you can be able to see how data is being transferred within your organization, probably a finance reports per region, the profit that you're making and also the product that you have. So with this, you can be able to build on such items there and be able to come out with some good reports. And as we all know that data is something that can really help an organization know where they might have some worry about, or like if they want to make some decision based on it. So by leveraging on Power BI, you can be able to build all these reports and make sense out of the data that you have within an organization. Because one thing, like if you try to read a report probably in an Excel like document, it's very hard for you to gain like to get more insights about it. But having something like an interactive UI or an interactive dashboard for an organization, then it can be very helpful to you and your organization. And something else within the Power BI, we have the Power Query Editor, where it enables you to refine your database and things like that. So if you refine your database, you can be able now to enhance it and remove and clean up the data that you want. So if you see here, when you get into the Power BI, you'll just definitely go to the Power Query Editor, and this is where now you can be able to clean up the data, remove the data that you want, that you don't need. You can as well add more data into it. So if you're collecting data from various data sources, then this is how you can be able to handle this by adding more data source into it. So as you can be able to see here on your right as well, we have these visualizations here where it comes up with all these visualizations, like building up these charts, building up on tables, building up on slicers, building up on pie charts, building up on some maps and things like that. And also, like, you can extend the capabilities that it has by building up on the R programming language, the Python as well, to be able to enhance your reports and also like things like that. Within here also, you can be able to build up on the relationships within your data source. So if you have got more than one data source and you want to create relationships, then inside the Power Query editor, you can be able to see also like the relationship that it has. And the fourth component of Power Platform is also like on the Power Virtual Agents, which is now the Microsoft Copilot, where it empowers everyone to build and create chatbots easily. So I'm going to give a scenario that your company is facing roughly 500 customer requests within an hour, and you need something like a chatbot that can be able to answer some of their questions and then get them some responses within a very short period of time. Because in a normal organization, having employees or staff who can be able to answer all these responses, it's going to be tedious, manual, and they're prone to error. Yeah, we all agree that. But having something like a chatbot where people can interact with and answer most of their questions, then they can be able to enhance their processes and also like reduce the time that they converse with the customer. So with this as well, if you see here on these screenshots that I have here, this is something that leverages on the OpenAI, where it gives out responses based on the prompts that a person gives within the AI. So what you all need to do is just something like a drag and drop, and it's also like something like a conversational chat where you add the content that you want the person to see. So for instance here, something like if someone greets in, then these are the responses that might go in. If you also have a document that you have like you want someone to retrieve information with, you can as well upload that document into it, and they can be able to get answers based on that. So by just leveraging on this, it's actually like not very hard for you to build up on this, because it's something that it's actually all about creating entities and also like building up on the responses that prompts or answers when a person prompts in the question that they have. So for instance here, this is a Power Virtual Agent that takes in the prompt AI, which is the Open AI, and this is using it's leveraging on the Open AI models from virtual agents. So I mentioned earlier on about the data connectors. So we also have the Open AI data connector that allows you to connect easily with Power Platform. So with these, when someone prompts in about some like something on OpenAI, they can be able to get a response based on now the models that have been built. So if, for instance, in your organization you need something like this, and you don't have the manpower to be able to build such an application, but you need a quick solution that can leverage up on something, then you can easily use these Power Virtual Agents. And from the screenshot here, you can see that it's something that prompts it like what is the address of the closest office to Decatur, and then the OpenAI responses gives you a response based on that. So for instance, if you're an organization that you needed someone at the customer service just to answer someone like that, then definitely it will be time consuming and you cannot get the value within your organization. So by just using these, you can easily save on the backlog that you have within your organization, answering the users and answering your customers that you have within your company. And then let's just talk also about AI component of Power Platform. So which is something that Microsoft has really done well, that it also like allows you to add intelligence into your business and also like into your applications without like having to learn to build up on AI models. So by basically using and training a model based on the data that you have within your organization and leveraging on the low code platform, so you can be able to build up on an AI builder model that allows you to enhance your process, and also like uh, for some of the businesses, like some are common scenarios like invoice processing. So we already have the pre-built models for you to use. So just by selecting the process that you need automated within your process, within your company, sorry, you can easily add intelligence into your platform. So for the pre-built models, these are models that are common within all the businesses. Something like a business card reader, something like object identification. So it's something that it's very easy for you to just quickly jump on and easily add it into your model. So for instance, your organization needs to process like 500 invoices within 2 days. And the amount of staff that you have, they cannot be able to process all these invoices within a single day or like within the 2 days. But these invoices are something like they have got a similar documents, they've got a similar pattern that they go with. So what you can do, you can leverage up on the pre-built templates that you have or build your own custom model, and then train up on the invoices that you have. Like, these are the information that I want extracted from the invoice, and from these invoice extracted, or like this information extracted from the invoice, then it automatically uploads it somewhere, or it sends an email, or it does a follow-up and actions like that. So these, at first, it's going to reduce the amount of manual work that you do. And then second thing, it's going to also like reduce the amount of errors, because a few staff trying to process like 500 invoices, they'll be prone to fatigue. And then with fatigue now, they might make errors when they're trying to extract information within these invoices that they're processing. So it's actually going a long way within your organization to help you save up on time and save up on resources that you have. And then Power Pages. So I mentioned earlier on that Power Platform, it's something that is organizational based. So meaning it sits within the Microsoft 365, which is a product that comes with the Microsoft 365. So it's best used when you're building a solution for your organization internally. And things like Power Automate, you can actually like do that externally by like using the instant Power Automate flow. And then things also like the Power Virtual Agents can be used externally by embedding it into your website and things like that. But something else that we have is on the Power Pages, which is creating external facing website that allows people or outside your organization to sign in using their various identities and be able to interact with your data within your organization. So what I mean by the various identities, you can have someone sign up using their LinkedIn profile, using their Twitter profile, Facebook, and things like that. So that is something that is available within the Power Pages. And think of these as you're trying to build a website for your company or a portal for your company, and you want people to access all this data within your organization, the data that that you already have. So you can build for them a Power Pages where it's just basically a drag and drop. And by the screenshot that you see here, it's just like WordPress, where it's just adding elements into it, and also like trying to shape up and also like using the business solution template. So we already have templates for you to edit inside Power Pages, and we already have 16 of them. And some of these are common scenarios that you have within your companies. So it's very easier for you to get started with it just by leveraging up on the business solution templates that we have. And then now extending now the capabilities of Power Pages with now the code fast developers. So if you want to refine it or like to alter some of the content within the Power Pages, it's actually possible with that, and extending the capabilities that we have by fine-tuning your layouts using the common programming languages, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, to make pages to make changes directly into your page or into your Power Pages solution. So if you see here, we have something like edit code, where if you want to change or alter something within your UI, then if you are familiar with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript programming languages for web, then it's something that you can also like enhance it. So you don't really need to be a developer for you to achieve all this, because if you don't know the pro code tools that you can use, then the other option for drag and drop will just definitely work for you. So these are just something that are really cool about Power Pages, because everyone can contribute into your solutions. Yeah, so I think I'm going to Arash, tell me if we have some questions.
No, nothing yet.
Okay.
Do you want to demo something?
Yeah, I just wanted to show up on the Power Up Studio. I hope
Okay.
I see still have got around 7 more minutes, so I can
Okay,
just
go
switch
ahead.
directly to my Power Up Studio. So
Okay.
let me stop sharing and present another
Okay, go ahead.
page. Okay, thank you. So I'm sharing my screen, so let me know once you see it. Okay, so for you to get started, so I'm just going to touch something about the Power Up, so which is one of the components that we have, but I've talked about several of them like Power Automate and things like that. So all you need to do is just log into Microsoft 365, or you can just go directly to the single components that we have like powerapps.microsoft.com or powerautomate.com and things like that. So once you get into the Power Up, so like this is the UI that you get for the Power Up Studio, and you logged in into your organization that you have. So these, if you see here, these are ways that you can be able to create applications. And also like we have the Copilot inside the Power Apps that helps you build an application using a prompt. Like you want to build an applications to manage your inventory. So what it does, the Power Up Studio will be able to automatically create for you an application within Power Platform, and it's actually very fast because in less than 3 minutes you have your solution ready within Power Apps. And then something else is on starting up with data, and then like using the page design. So it already has got also some templates. And then something else I talked about is on the app templates that we have. So these are just some of the ways that you can start by creating your application. So for today, I probably just going to showcase how like you can be able to get started with probably just a template, because this is just an introductory video. So for you, like we already have these templates here, which are some of the common scenarios that we have in an organization. Like you want to build an asset checkout application, you want to build a fundraiser app, you want to build a budget tracker, a customer lookup with customer database. You also have to build an inventory management. So these are just some of the templates. So you see, like you don't really have to worry about like I need to be able to build an application. So with this, I'm going to pick one here. Probably, let me see. I'm going to build up on something like my expenses. So you want to build an application that helps you track your expenses within your organization or within yourself as an individual. So having it on preview mode. So like this is how it previews. So as it loads, let me go back directly to the application and create it. So once I'll just allow it to access my SharePoint, where is the central database for this application. So see, it's very simple UI, and you can go to add more expenses into this application here. Just by adding simple information. Probably the report title is maybe equipment access. And then approver, probably someone within your organization who approves the budget and things like that. So I'll just go with control so I can be able to create it. Then it automatically adds a record, and then it will be sent to like maybe your approver, and then you can get an approval about that one. So you can be able to see like it's very easy for you to start up with this, because this is just something that you can actually like do away with this data and upload a new ones. So in our studio here, I'm just going to show you how it happens within the drag and drop functionalities that we have, so that you can be able to see how it's very easy for you to get started with Power Platform and also like Power Apps. Yeah, so we are in the studio. So this is just the studio that it looks like. And if you see here on top here, insert, these are all the components or actions that can be used inside your platform. So if I want to have something like an input, and then so input like comes with the text input, the list box, some radio button, some timer, edit button, and things like that. And then display, if you want to display some items, you can just leverage on that. Okay. And then we also have these galleries. So hopefully in one of the series of these Power Platform Zero to Hero, we'll have to build one of the coolest application like from scratch, like based on the timings that we have. And also like I mentioned earlier on that we also have this AI builder feature here, which has got some of the common functionalities that you have, like a business card reader, a receipt processor, form processor, object detector, and text recognizer. So these are just some of the functionalities that we have. And in Power Apps, as opposite to the other applications for Code Fast, where we name our pages as pages, but here they are normally called the screens. So the screens, it enables you to add more screens into your application, maybe depending on how many pages your screen has. And it comes with some layouts that you can easily get started with. And then earlier on, like when I was starting on this, I talked about the Power FX language, which is like basically the low code language where it enables you to start off. So if I click on like maybe an action here, let's see, if I click on this open button here, it actually, this is the command that has been input here, that whenever someone clicks on this open, it sets the expense status open. So like this is just some text or a variable that is inside the Power Platform. So this is just basically simple how to enhance your application. And it also has got all these functionalities that we have here, like enhancing using colors and things like that. Yeah, so that's basically about Power Platform and how to get started. So I normally advise someone like start first with these templates that we already have to interact with how the platform looks like. And then once you have a basic or a rough idea about how Power Apps looks like, then you can now build your own application. And all the solution that comes out of this, it's something that actually revolves around you. Like for instance, an applications to manage your expenses, an applications for leave request, an application for inventory management. So these are just some of the common scenarios that we have within the Power Apps. So it's very easier for you to get started, and leveraging upon the all the components that we have. We normally say it's full alone, but it's better together. So meaning it's like one component, it's very powerful by itself, but if combined with the other components like Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, it can actually do a credible work. And enhancing it, probably using now the data connectors and other functionalities like AI, it's going to give you something that your organization can achieve digital transformation. And also like within your organization, it's something that try to balance out on the resources that you have. And also like this is meant for the citizen developer. So like say like these are the people who are in the accounts department, finance, and who actually want to contribute to the tech ecosystem by building applications to help on improving some of the processes. So that's it for this session. So just getting started is very easy. Just start with what you already have, and then you can continue building up on it.
All right. Thank you, Shadrack, for the introduction, actually, and walkthrough on Microsoft Power Platform products. So I didn't get any question here in the chat box, but as you know, I'm a Power Platform advocate, actually, but it might be a question from the Power Platform the new Power Platform newbies or the beginners, that someone that want to start working with the Power Platform. Okay, so the question might be here is, what is the advantage of the Power Platform product, like the Power Apps, Power Automate? As I know that it's a ecosystem of the different product that together will enhance the organization and the leverage the productivity in the organization. But on behalf of this type of user that they might have this question, so what's the advantage of the Power Platform product over other products in the market? So can you briefly tell what are this advantage?
Yeah, okay, sure. Thank you so much, Arash, for the question. So
Yeah.
one thing I normally say about Power Platform, it's something that enables you to ship products very fast. So in terms of if you need an application that needs to be delivered probably in the next couple of days, and you don't have the capabilities to hire a software developer to build that solution, and so it's very easier for you to like leverage up on the Power Platform. And then something else is on what you already have within your organization. So think of this as you have your data already in Excel, and now trying to bring in some other products, it's going to be kind of costly for your organization to transfer that data into a platform that allows checking in this. But Excel is something like a database that can be used for Power Platform, so it's something that you can easily build up on. Then another advantage is also like on the contribution that anyone can contribute into this platform. Like this, for instance, like the citizen developers within your organization. So these are the people who are not in the tech department, but they are actually interested in learning about development and building up solutions. So you see, like as compared to other products, you need to study a programming language or something. But with this, you can be able to see it's very easier for you to learn something and build up while you're learning. So those are the three, I can say, top reasons that I will consider Power Platform over the other products. So in summary, it's very fast for you to ship products. And then the second is it's open for all, which is both the Procore developers and the citizen developers. And second thing is on the saving up on the resources that you have within your organization.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, it was the advantages of actually the Power Platform products family. So it might be another question here that I'm thinking about about this is how can we start using the Power Platforms? So you know that there are several products here: Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, Copilot Studio. Actually the Dataverse is the backend data source of all of these products here. But what should be my my line and as a developer to start using the Power Platform products? So should I start with the Power Apps, Power Automate, or Power BI, or it depend on my interested and also my backend of this type of products?
Yeah. So like based on the scenario, like for you to get started with Power Platform, definitely you have that old scenario that what are you trying to achieve? Like this is the business scenario that I'm trying to automate. This is the process scenario that I'm trying to do. So depending on now asking yourself that question, like which business scenario I need to handle. For instance, I need to automate a process like a business approval within an organization where whenever someone applies for leave within my organization, the leave goes to the immediate manager, then the manager approves or declines, and then it goes to the topmost management. So a scenario like that will have you question yourself, like which is the best platform that I can leverage on. So in this scenario, we have two solutions that can help you do that. We have the Power Apps and the Power Automate. So generally, I can say it's usually depending on the kind of business process that like that I've mentioned. And Power Platform is something that is more of a business scenario, that you can build up on. So based on the business scenario that you have within your organization, so choosing the right application for your business, or trying to combine everything at once, will also like work for you. Yeah. And then for you now to use these applications as a developer or as an end user, so
Right.
like you need also like to consider who are the end customers or the end users of this application. End users in terms of like who is this application meant to. If it's something that is externally within your organization, like people outside your organization, you need to take that into consideration that Power Platform is something that is mostly organizational based, because it comes with a subscription within your tenant for like the Microsoft 365 tenant or the Power Platform tenant, depending on how you subscribe to that subscription. So depending also like on the end users, that helps you understand like how can I get started with one of the products. So basically, in summary, it's just like the business scenario for your organization, and also like answering the question like who is the end user of this application, and why should I go with this solution and not this other solution. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shadrack. So, guys, if you plan to start with the Power Platform and start developing solution using the Power apps, Power Automate, I suggest you to register for a developer account, the Microsoft 365 developer account, and create a developer account. I think it's a trial version with full of capability and feature of the Microsoft 365. So you will use this for 3 months as a free. So if you use your tenant and develop something inside your tenant, so it will automatically renew for additional 3 months, and it will be continue maybe for 2 years, 3 years, based on your activity and your development on your development actually development tenant. So it's a good point that you start search the how you can create a Microsoft 365 developer account. It's a Microsoft 365 Dev Center that you can start creating your dev account there. So I have two comments here. One is from the June Mayano. So mentioned that delivering Power Platform solution is really fast, but learning Power Platform is still a step for a citizen developer. As a result, companies will still hire a pro code developer to develop LCNC solution. So do you have any comment on this, Shadrack, or you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that one. Yeah, because
Okay.
like we also like need to ensure that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next things is this is quite good for corporate settings that already have MS subscription, but not quite for small companies due to license costs. Yes. Okay, so thank you all to join us today for this great session. So hopefully we have Shadrack in our upcoming session in the next following months. So we are going to line up our June and July session. We have a lot of interesting topic for the June and July, and also we have next week we will have Nati, the Microsoft MVP. He will talk about the security and how you can lock down your solution, how you can make your solution secure in the Power Platform. So it would be a great session. So please register for that session through our Power Platform Zero to Hero LinkedIn page. Thank you so much and have a great day. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.